Jacob, it's Bianca. I need your help, please.
I've got a situation. It's Bianca. She's got a brother.
You told me Bianca was not a problem anymore.
Bianca isn't a problem anymore. That's his problem.
I found Bianca at the mark. She's been tortured.
Hey, what are you doing, man?
Why did it kill me?
Why? Piss them off. Take all the fucking dupe, I swear.
What's this about, my friend?
My sister, Bianca.
We can't help you.
Whoever you work for, tell them this was a message from the king.
He's not going to go away. He's not going to screw up. We have to deal with him.
Is this about Bianca? What difference is it going to make to her now?
We have no idea what he's capable of.
Hey, please, what do you want?
In the blood you go in. Only in the blood till you get out.
I don't like this, Paul. Any of it.
You arranged all this.
I love you so much.
Boobs interlinked. All right, we ready? Alec, you ready?
Looking for something in this
Oh,
place.
you're muted. Oh, he's still muted, but okay.
Y'all ready
we're
for
good.
this? I don't talk very much, so I just mute myself so you don't hear all the background from my mic.
Oh, okay. All right, go ahead, guys.
Welcome to Movie the Podcast. That's right, Movie the Podcast. It is the second week of Chadwick Bose March, but it is our first Chadwick Boseman film. And we watched Message from the King, not Return of the King, not In the Name of the King.
Yeah,
Both
not
of
in the
those
name, not in the name of the king, which I kept trying to Google, and that is
Yeah, a Dungeon Siege tale.
yeah, that's a Yule Bowl movie, I believe.
Yeah.
Oh, Alex is drinking a big old cup of piss.
Yes.
Good, baby, she'll die. I don't care. What's up?
He's drinking Mama's peach tea or whatever.
We need to have a month of just movie titles that sound like good movie titles but aren't, and then we just,
you know the law. It's not a bad idea.
I still can't come up with a Kevin Costner themed month correctly.
Oh, I got that. Kevin Costner November.
Ah, see,
It's not bad.
it's just like
we're doing for November because we're watching Robin Hood.
boom.
Oh God!
Look at him.
No,
Look,
that'll
you
be the-
called him
that'll
out of
be
the
the-
dugout, and that was it.
that'll be the second Robin Hood movie we would have watched.
My pick is definitely
What
going to
was
be Water
What was
World.
the other one?
We watched
the
the
other
guy. Didn't we watch? Wasn't that Guy
No,
Ritchie? That was
King
King
Arthur.
Arthur. Oh shit! Yeah, sorry.
But it
thinking
felt
that-
like Robin Hood.
That Taron Egerton movie that we never watched.
Oh,
or,
the
like
The one with
Robin Hood being
Jamie Foxx.
cheaper. Yeah.
Wait.
Oh,
wait.
we could just watch. We could do a Robin Hood month and just watch all Robin Hood movies.
Yeah, didn't we watch
Oh, God.
Gladiators Robin Hood?
No, we were going to. It came up. We almost did for
We
some
watched
month.
Noah.
Russell
Yeah,
Crowe-Vember.
Russell Crowe-Vember. Yeah.
Yeah. All right.
Well, anyway.
So we watched Message from the King,
Message from the King.
which I'm going to go ahead and bury lead, a banger.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, this movie kind of rocks.
Solid. It's fucking irredeemable. It's kind of just dark as all fuck.
It's very
But,
dark.
It's a good time.
I'm sure we'll talk about it, but it's a very like 70s kind of style movie. And I appreciated that.
It's a very it's a neo noir all the way. Which
I mean,
big fan. All right, what'd y'all watch this week? Alec.
I watched 3 movies.
Hell yeah, 3 films.
Yeah, the first one was Boss Level.
Yeah, Tabled.
Yeah, me and TJ also watched Boss Level.
Or we can just talk about it now.
Watched that like last
I
week.
didn't watch anything, so you guys just go on.
I watched some of it, and then TJ and I watched the rest of it.
Well, Alec, do Boss Level last, since we all watched it.
I watched a movie called Killer Sofa about a killer sofa that kills people.
It's a
Clever title.
sequel to Deathbed.
It's higher concept than you'd think, and it's like a weird New Zealand movie, and it surprisingly has like really good cinematography, and it's shot really well, and it's kind of like shocking how not terrible it was. It's not good.
So it's like Rubber. You ever seen the movie Rubber?
I like Rubber.
I have not, but I know what you're talking about.
A tire that killed people telepathically.
Yeah, it's about a psychic tire. It's a
But
great
there's
movie.
like at first, so it's they call it killer sofa, but it's not. It's like a lazy boy chair. I think they just call everything a sofa in New Zealand.
Oh, that does seem like something annoying New Zealanders would do.
I love New Zealand.
Yeah, you would.
I don't think I've ever met one, but I feel like I would be delighted for a short period of time and then get annoyed. They do this really, like, they make the back of it look like a face, like the two buttons look like eyes, and like the crease looks like a mouth, and sometimes it's smiling and sometimes it's frowning.
It's like an evil version of Cherry from Pee-wee's Playhouse.
Oh shit!
Forgot about way eviler than Cherry. But at first they don't show it like move at all or anything, but then like throughout the movie they slowly show it like follows people across the room as they're like walking, like looking at them, and the whole chair moves. It's really funny.
I need to watch. Is this a newer movie or is this old?
I think it's within the past couple of years.
Would you watch it on?
Oh man, it might have been on Prime. Maybe. I think it was on Prime actually.
Yeah.
It has Dybbuk in it. It deals with the Jewish ghosts that inhabit people.
I thought you meant DivX, the antiquated media format.
Yeah.
That's what I thought.
No, Dybbuk.
I don't know what a Dybbuk is. Is that like what a golem is?
Isn't that what Wishmaster is?
No, that's a djinn.
No, he's a djinn.
Oh. It's the beginning of a serious man, the guy that dies and come back to life. He's a Dybbuk. And I'm trying to think of what else. Stacy told me because they deal with it in Difficult People. If you guys have watched that show.
Mm-mm.
Yeah.
Fred Armisen's family thinks there's a Dybbuk in their basement.
That's right.
Billy Eichner has to clear the house of the Dybbuk.
I forgot about that episode. Yeah,
that show's good. That show's really funny.
Funny.
Killer Sofa.
I like the episode. I like the episode where Billy Eichner had to play a toilet paper mascot, and it was like it's like don't wipe till you see white or something was the tag, like the expression that it was. He was trying to teach kids how to wipe their ass.
I like the episode with the cold open with the it goes white, then brown, then red.
Oh.
I like the episode with the cold open
brown.
Yeah, it's white before you start.
White.
I thought
brown.
It starts white.
Then it's red.
Well, for Alec, it's the cum comes first. He wipes the layer of cum off his shit. Then it's like a fucking 7-layer dip.
Or an off-white, like an god damn.
An eggshell.
Yeah, it's a matte. A matte.
Oh yeah, it's not glossy.
It's not glossy. It's got very matte cum.
They have a cold open for one episode, and they're all like an audition. And I forget why, but Billy Eichner has to keep saying "pussy" over and over again.
I remember that one.
And I can't remember the woman's name. She's really funny, but she's like, "You've never sounded gayer in your life than when you say pussy." And he's like, "Pussy."
Yeah. I also one of my favorite bits on that is the recurring character of the trans waitress that's like into like conspiracy theories, and like every time she talks, any conversation, she brings up 9/11 conspiracies. It's hilarious. Anytime she brings something up, she's like, "Oh, it was very good."
This show is excellent. It's very funny.
Highly recommend.
Male lead on that show,
Julie Kasner, I think is her name.
I think you're right.
She's very funny.
I watched Grandma's Boy.
Oh, a classic.
Banger.
That movie's pretty good, but the more I watch it, the more I'm like, man, that lead just sucks.
He is not. That's the best he's ever been in anything, and
he's still not good.
He's really held up by like Nick Swartzen and the remainder of that cast, like working around him.
Yeah, he's not good. The movie's not bad, and I picked up every time I watch it, I pick up more little jokes in it. Not I've seen it a ton. But like when he quits his job and he goes to Dante's house and they're like sitting there playing video games on a turned off TV while they're high. Nick Swartzen calls me. He's like, "You got to come back to work, man. Your grandma's here to help you bail out." He's like, "I quit that job 6 months ago."
Yeah, it's a goofball class. I really like the guy from Dodgeball that plays the weird nerdy boss that thinks he's in the Matrix. Like, that shit.
all the Dante. I'm there for all the Dante scenes. Like his shit is just so dumb and like.
I'm way too big to drive to the Devil's House, kid.
I'm not tan. I'm bronze, bro.
Yeah, that guy's.
I am naked. Come on in.
That's the best thing Adam Sandler ever did. And he's not. It's not coincidental that he's not in it, but it's pretty fantastic.
It is good. But yeah, if they recast that lead with somebody else, I feel like that would be
What if it was Adam
like an
Sandler?
Absolute? No. I feel like it needs to be somebody
like Cillian Murphy.
Like,
what about like a Jason Sudeikis? Or is that too
maybe?
much?
Somebody like that's a good straight man, but also can actually like deliver lines.
Yeah, Cillian Murphy.
Like the guy that. No, like Christian Bale.
I mean,
dude, Christian Bale's grandma's boy.
Yeah, apparently Christian Bale is. Apparently, he's in the new Thor movie.
Yeah, he's playing.
God Killer or something like that.
Oh, he's playing Gore? I thought he was playing the head of the Roxxon company.
No, I heard it's like he's going to be
Gore, the God Killer.
He's a cosmic villain. He's going to be a cosmic villain.
You should read the Jason Aaron Thor run. It's really good. He introduces that character. It's a rad story. That's awesome. I'm all for that.
Gore the God Butcher.
Yeah, God Butcher. That's it. Yeah,
that's a tough name.
Am I the only one that read those comics? They're excellent. It's like
Lady
I haven't read
SJW.
No, that was before Lady Thor. That was the same run, but before. So it's that storyline's awesome because it's 3 timelines at once. It's young Thor, like current Thor, and then old man Thor, who's only got one. He's got one eye and one arm. It's fucking badass.
I like the Lady Thor story where she had cancer and like every time she morphed back, it got worse.
I love that whole Jason Aaron run is fantastic. That 5-year run he did was wonderful.
Anyway. The only other thing I watched was Boss Level.
And that's Gogs, did you watch anything?
I watched Into the Spider-Verse again, and it's just every time I watch, I was just telling TJ, like, my kids got into Vance really loves that movie, and he just rediscovered how much he loved it. We watched it 3 times this weekend. It's been on heavy repeat at my house, and I was like.
Speaking of kids, Gogs, I'm sorry. I was listening to an old episode the other day, and you claimed, way before AJ was born, that if you had another son, you would name him Stacker Pentecost. So, I guess you have to deal with that now.
Yeah, I guess I need to.
You get a third.
Gogs
I got some paperwork to file.
Yeah, so he's young enough now, or if you start calling him a different name, eventually he'll answer to it.
His brain's very pliable.
It's like your old
AJ
Steve joke.
What's AJ stand for? Stacker
Pentecost. Oh, Christ. Anyway. All right. Anyway, so me, Vance, and Stacker Pentecost have been watching a whole lot of Into the Spider-Verse, and it's so good that I watched it basically 2.5 times through coming through the room, and every time I'm still 100% into it. I'm just it's such a good film that I'm just just transfixed and enjoying the hell out of it. So shout out to Into the Spider-Verse. But other than that, the only thing else I watched was Boss Level.
Yeah, so
it might be the best animation I've ever seen.
The animation's so wild in that movie. I've never seen anything like that.
Well, apparently people left the theater because of that animation because they couldn't deal with that reduced frame rate. It was giving them headaches and shit.
It's not quite rotoscoped.
I could see that if you have really bad eyes or inner ear problems or something that could really fuck with you.
But it made me want to. I meant to watch. I'm gonna try and watch it for next week. So here's a teaser. I want to watch Dope because it's got the guy who plays Miles Morales, Shameik Moore. He's in that movie, and I was like, "What else has this kid been in?" Apparently, has anyone else seen Dope? I wanted to see it.
I don't even know what that is.
It's about, okay, well, I'll report on it next week. But anyway, that's all I want. That and Boss Level.
So yeah, Boss Level fucking rules. I loved it. I thought
it's real fucking good.
I thought it was amazing. I thought it was funny. The action sequences were well done. Frank Grillo rocks. Like, we've talked a lot about like the video game movie, and while this isn't like this isn't based on like a property, this very much is a video game movie. This is like
better than what was the
Gamer?
No, the one with Statham where he's on a ticking time clock because his heart's going to explode. I can't think of the name. Crank wants to be right because it's got a video game aesthetic.
I feel like Crank is a better movie than this. I love Crank.
I mean, I like Crank a lot too. I think this is better than Crank.
Crank 2 might be better than this.
Yeah, I celebrate
Crank 2 has the
villain a talking head in a fucking jar.
in a fish tank and a kaiju fight in the middle of the movie. Like, I don't know.
I guess Crank 2 is insane.
I love Boss Level, but like Crank and Crank 2 are fucking insane. Like, anyway. Yeah, Alec, what did you think of Boss Level?
I thought it was fantastic. I really liked it. Yeah, Frank Grillo is really good, but he just, unfortunately, I feel like he gets a lot of garbage thrown his way.
Like jujitsu.
He's like a Christopher Walken, where he'll just do anything. Like, I guess he's just happy to work or whatever.
Yeah.
He's in whatever that fucking horrific Bruce Willis movie somebody put in the group text where it's like...
That's what we're watching. That's what we're watching for WWE Easter.
Lana's is in that.
Yeah. But, like, yeah, he'll do anything. Like, I feel like we could shoot a movie and he'd be like, yeah, I'll do it. I don't give a fuck.
But, like, he's, like, so...
He's really good.
He's so good in this movie, but he's so, like, old school. He won't be... he's too old to be, like, a leading man in, like, new popular shit. And he's so grizzled. Like, he really only fits in one slot.
Yeah, he's not like Timothée Chalamet or anything.
It's interesting, too, about this movie because, like... I was thinking a lot of how competent of a director Joe Carnahan is, because I saw a movie that also kind of wanted to be this movie, and it was called Guns Akimbo, and it sucked.
Oh, yeah, the Harry Potter thing.
Because it was directed so poorly, and, like, it's filled with, like, that awful, like, Suicide Squad editing, and, like, everything's, like, a meme joke, and it's all just, like, dumb shit. And, like, Joe Carnahan's like, nah, we're just gonna make a good movie with, like, a slight, like, video game aesthetic. And it works. Like, it's just a lot of fun. Like, I really liked everything about it. Like, and it was over. Like, it was like a breeze. Like, it was over before it started. It was like, oh, this is it.
And the ending's great.
The only thing I didn't like is I can't, and I talked to Gogs about this analog, but, like, I have such a dislike for Mel Gibson. I have a hard time watching him, like, on screen, because I just have, like, a visceral reaction to, like, I just don't like him.
Can you watch it without thinking, Lakers tickets? Like,
well, he's just such a shithead. Like, I have a hard time, like, separating that from any character he plays. And I guess, by extension, I guess that sort of works in that fucking Dragged Across Concrete movie, but, like, that movie sucks. And, but he is a shithead in that movie, too, so I guess it kind of works. But anyway, Naomi Watts is like almost 60 and she is still just a dime. Like, great movie though. I loved it.
Yeah, despite anyone's emotional feelings or anyone's like personal feelings about Mel Gibson's good in it. Will Sasso is
great in it.
He's fun as this heavy, like it's
yeah. Sean, I think you'll love this movie, Sean. You got to watch it.
And it's got like a
long premise of the movie. I know nothing about it.
Go ahead, Con.
So it's Palm Springs, but if someone was trying to kill Andy Samberg every day and every time, like, and it's a ragtag group of like bananas over the top assassins, like almost like take all these assassins
traveling smoking aces,
like take smoking aces, but like take those archetypes like kind of up a notch, and then maybe not the Tweaker brothers, but like take that, and they're trying to kill Frank Grillo every day, and every day he wakes up to the point where he's like memorized everything they're going to do, and he's got to try and figure out he doesn't know why. He doesn't know what the hell. He just wakes up every day getting like with his day getting started with his shit getting kicked in, but he can remember the previous day, so he can like build on it. It's like Dark Souls, the movie.
It's a live die repeat.
Tomorrow?
Yeah. Me and guys could not think of the title of that movie for 5 minutes.
2 different titles.
Yeah. It's very Edge of Tomorrow. Like it's good though. I really enjoyed it. I thought it was
fun.
Ken Jeong is funny in his small role in the movie.
I can't stand him.
Ken Jeong.
Michelle
I find him like fucking incredibly obnoxious.
I thought he was funny in this movie. He's not in it for very long.
He's funny in a lot of things. He's funny in a lot of things where he doesn't overstay his welcome.
Yeah, I could see that.
But yeah, this is it's bonkers, and Frank Grillo is really, really, really good at it, and it's really well shot.
And it's got like a surprising amount of like heart to it.
Yeah,
also.
Right.
Yeah,
it's
it actually
not just him. I mean, it is pretty much just him destroying people for an hour and a half, but
like he has a real kind of redemption arc in it
too.
And he is fucking yoked.
Yeah, he's
so like cut in this. God damn,
he's Stallone level vascular. Like it's like he's just shredded up.
Dude's great movie. It's on Hulu.
It's Hulu original.
The worst thing about the movie is that because it's a Hulu original, they put the goddamn logo in the corner of the screen the whole time. I don't know why that bothers me so much. It's just like
it's outside the letterbox.
Take that shit off the screen.
That bothers you, but you like foreign movies with subtitles. Makes no sense.
But what?
Makes no sense.
I don't need to know plot. There's no plot relevance to Hulu producing the movie.
If you don't want to read during a movie, it's all or nothing.
Oh, fair enough. All right.
Yeah.
Just take another big swig of piss. I made my point. I'm gonna drink my piss.
Nice. My peach tea.
I like your Marvel like cup thing. That's cool. It's not a cup.
Yeah.
It's a whatever water. What did I hear? Some
water bottle thing.
I heard some nerd call a water bottle a hydro flask. I was like, oh my god, I want to kill myself. What the fuck? A hydro?
No, you should want to.
That's a brand.
Hydro Flask is a brand?
It's a brand name, for these very expensive, bougie,
like those
they're like $40 or $50.
They're
water bottles that text you if you're not drinking enough. Those things.
Right? They shame you into.
Hey, I'll just use an old 2-liter of Diet Coke. How about that? Just fill it with water.
Yeah, just glue gun a handle to it. You're
fine. Just a 2-liter of Mountain Dew and just drink the Mountain Dew.
Just drink the Mountain Dew.
This is way more delicious than water.
It's got water in it.
It's got
plain ass water.
It's liquid.
Or just go the exact opposite around. Just start doing lippers of silica packets and remove all the water from your body. Show the Hydro Flask people who's in charge.
I like the way you're thinking there. Yeah. All right, let's get into our feature presentation. Message from the King. Sean, because you said you didn't watch anything, right?
Yeah.
All right. Who wants to do it?
Alec, you've seen this twice. You go.
Yeah, good call.
Okay.
Yeah, Alec was smart enough to watch this months ago when it came out.
It came out 4 years ago. I watched it.
It's before Black Panther.
This movie's from 2016.
Shut the fuck up! Really? God, this movie's been around for that long.
I thought this was a good lead into Black Panther. Seeing Chadwick Boseman doing his thing.
I will say right on Front Street, man, it's depressing that he's gone because he's so good in this fucking movie, dude. So good.
He's so good in everything I've seen him in. He didn't have a soggy middle in his career.
No.
I mean, I don't know how many actual leading parts he had. Maybe a dozen, 15.
He's had some kind of bland where he just has to do an impression, like the James Brown movie and the Jackie Robinson movie. I mean, he's fine, but he doesn't really get to act a whole lot. You know,
it wasn't Gods of Egypt.
Oh yeah.
Okay, I take it back.
That was in the beginning of his career, so it's not.
That was right before Captain America: Civil War. It was actually the same year. Civil War, Message from the King, and Gods of Egypt were all 2016.
That's crazy,
man. That is crazy.
It's so crazy.
5 years ago.
Anyway, all right. So what happened in this movie, Alec?
Chadwick Boseman is Jacob King, a cab driver from Cape Town, I believe, South Africa.
Yeah.
Comes to America looking for his sister after he got a mysterious phone call from her. Starts shaking cages and rattling around trying to find her, going to all her old haunts. He finds what's her name? I forget the lady's name. Bianca? No, Bianca's his sister, right?
Bianca's his sister. Kelly is the prostitute.
No, not the prostitute. The girl with the boyfriend that he meets first.
Oh, she was hot.
Tina or something?
Who is just like
smoking hot.
Immediately just like ready to do anything for him.
He knows a blowjob.
Yeah, her boyfriend is right next to him.
Yeah, Gogs beat me to it, but he no-sells a blowjob in this movie. That's like the hardest thing ever.
He gets a bag of his sister's items that she left with the friend, and the items are all conveniently little clues to help him along the way to make like a tapestry of her last days and what she got into.
Yeah, which was dark.
He at this point thinks or hopes she's still alive.
Yeah,
she's not, and she was killed in a horrific fashion. It is awful.
Yeah,
and the visuals are
not alive.
And they show
visuals are disgusting.
Yeah, they don't shy away.
No. Yeah, without giving too much away, he spends the rest of the movie beating the shit out of people, trying to get closer and closer to finding who killed his sister.
And he runs into
there's like
Thor Oakenshield. I can't think of that guy's real name.
Luke Evans.
Luke Evans. He plays an evil dentist. Then he runs into Alfred Molina, who plays Bryan Singer.
Just molding boys.
I don't know how you can watch this movie and not I don't know. I'm sure all you guys did, but I immediately thought of Bryan Singer when I saw the Alfred Molina character.
And also there's a gang of like Armenians.
Yes.
Or something or whatever nationality they are.
And the one guy looked
the
one guy that got super fucked up looked like Borat, and I thought it was funny. I was very drunk when I watched this movie.
I liked that he was going like right back into action with just that plastic face guard on, his mouth was obliterated.
Oh yeah, he has the fucking Rip Hamilton gimmick on.
That was the Phantom of the Opera basketball player guy. Yeah.
Earlier in the movie, Chadwick Boseman, he only has a little bit of money to his name to start, and he goes to a hardware store and buys a chainsaw chain, which he's wrapping around his hand.
Is that what it was?
Out of people.
I thought it was a bike chain, but you're right, it was a chainsaw chain. Jesus.
He's like fucking Ghost Rider, and then he's just he's so great in this movie because he's got that like quiet menacing thing where he just like the first guy he like interrogates, he doesn't say much. He just like takes him to a place and just starts beating the fuck out of him.
Yeah, he's like I guess a little more subtle, but he's like a Terminator or like Yul Brenner in Westworld. He just he's quiet. He doesn't say like hardly anything. He just keeps coming at you.
Yeah,
and everything he does is he's calm, deliberate. Like
he doesn't get excited.
He gets shaken up a couple of times in this movie, but not for long.
No,
when he does.
And the movie does a good job explaining why he can fucking handle so much fucking ass, because like Cape Town's like super violent, and he was part of some gang that was
numbers gangs or whatever,
notorious for being like ultra violent,
or so it would appear.
Yeah.
He goes on a horrific rampage around the city, just like beating up and kicking ass and taking names from all the people who are involved in wronging his sister. He blows up the dentist.
As violent as this movie is, like The thing that like killed me the most, and I know they were like fake cops in the movie, was just watching like two cops wail on a black dude with clubs. I was like, oh.
Yeah. Also, that they were like planning on they were they were dirty cops in the movie, but like they were just planning on just like killing him. They're just like, let's do it here, like whatever. Like that shit. Like
just leave him in the dumpster.
I mean, obviously that shit hits different these days. I mean, it's.
I love that, like, I know you said that no sells a blowjob, but, like, the hooker, she, like, immediately, once he's, like, somewhat nice to her, wants to, like, wife him down, and he's like, I don't have time for this shit. Like, I got people to blow up.
Yeah, I give the movie credit. Like, this movie, again, like we said before briefly, like, this is a very neo-noir movie. Like, there's no, like... I think a lesser movie, there's like a love interest thing going on, and there's like all this other stuff, and like, no, they don't have time for all that. This is about one thing, and like,
yeah, he's got a sole purpose.
It's this very Korean.
Yeah, actually, yeah, I'd agree with that.
Well, the director's French. Everything else he's directed is like French movies.
I looked up his IMDb, and I think I've seen one of his movies, but I didn't recognize the rest of them. But this movie fucking rocks. Like,
So I mean, we get to like a final showdown. I mean, we're not spoiling a 5-year-old movie from Netflix.
No.
If people were going to see it, they would have seen it by now. You get to the final showdown. He beats the fuck out of Alfred Molina. Takes out about half an Armenian hit squad.
Well, because
is like 10 guys.
You find out that the reason they killed his sister is because Alfred Molina is a pedophile, and they wanted to shut her up. Basically, like it's like a whole thing.
Her ex-husband's son is being groomed by Alfred Molina, and she sold him to her. His sister sold the kid to Alfred Molina, then realized, I guess, sobered up and realized what was happening and decided tried to get him back, and then they killed her.
Yeah.
So like her hands aren't clean in this either.
She's like, it's kind of almost like
only God forgives.
Right, like everything's grimy as hell. Like there's no real redeemable characters.
But they show this disgusting video on a flash drive,
which was the evidence that she was holding over this. And this guy's like, the Bryan Singer character. So this is like what was going to be used against him, like and that's presumably why she was, not just murdered but tortured. Like she had like her eyes gouged out and her foot cut off. Like she got it put to her, and so he's just yeah, fucking Chadwick Boseman's just like you said, he's like a Terminator. He's just like, he has one purpose, and there's nothing that's going to get him off this path.
Yeah, he kills everybody, or they get killed by other people he's trying to kill. The Armenian gang leader and the evil dentist are in a limo, like about to double cross each other. They open the bag, which is full of a bag. Which I guess earlier we saw Chadwick Boseman building the bag, but it's full. It's got like billions of dollars in it, and a 5-pound brick of cocaine.
Yeah, they took off a Draco Malfoy earlier.
Yeah, Draco. He got his ass kicked. It's a bomb. He set it up as a bomb, so when you pull the drugs up, that's a switch off it, and those two guys get blown to absolute shit.
Yeah.
Like, that bomb would have blown up a tank. It made this limo like the 4th of July.
It vaporized it.
It was fantastic.
Can we talk about the scene where Luke Evans like slow stabs Alfred Molina's assistant, and like how brutal that was?
Well, yeah, because Luke Evans is there's like a bunch of money, right? That's where he finds the bag. So like Luke Evans,
it's like millions. It's like literally like over $1 million. It's like millions of dollars.
Yeah, like none of these guys. There's no honor amongst thieves. All these guys are fucking crooks. They don't care about each other. Like they're just trying to get over on one another. So. Yeah.
He gives him the old, Mickey Mouse, I love Donald Duck and Chuck, or whatever. The fucking thing Private
What happened to Mellish? Yeah, oh god.
Yeah. Oh, that scene is brutal. Yeah, it's great.
Jacob King rescues the kid from everything, but the kid just runs away. because he's already been groomed.
He wants to be an X-Men 3.
Oh, was he? Wait.
No, it's a
Oh.
because Alfred Molina is Bryan Singer.
I get it. But the kid runs away, so he doesn't get to redeem that part of anything. The kid is essentially a street kid now. He lost his golden ticket. Jacob King goes back, gets the hooker and her daughter, and sends them away to New Mexico or somewhere. This whole thing takes place in L.A. over the course of like 3 days. He sends her to New Mexico, buys her a bus ticket to get her to New Mexico because she's potentially in danger, I guess, because they know who she is.
Yeah, they track her
through her car.
Yeah.
So he sends her to New Mexico. She gets on the bus with her daughter and opens the satchel that he gave her, and like all the money he stole from Alfred Molina is in that bag. I guess not the dummy money that he blew up the dentist with. And then he flies back to South Africa and gets out of the airport to like a hero's welcome from like the entire police department.
Right.
Yes,
like,
he was Nelson Mandela.
And like welcome back, detective. And apparently he's like the greatest detective in the history of
he's
South Africa, because they have like a police escort waiting for him.
Oh,
they're all saluting him when he gets out of the airport.
He's the Black Panther Returns. He's the Pink Panther in the damn it! I'm trying to.
Jesus Christ!
Yeah. Sorry.
Stop. Don't even apologize. Just stop.
Wasn't that guy a detective, the Pink Panther?
I mean,
in those movies.
The Pink Panther was a panther.
The Pink Panther was a diamond.
Inspector Clouseau was the detective.
And
wasn't the Pink
insulation salesman.
Yeah. Don't ever eat that stuff. It tastes weird.
Yeah.
It looks good, but it tastes very strange.
Oh, it looks delicious. It's like cotton candy.
Yeah, no. It's very sharp.
Your insides, not cottony on your insides.
No.
It'll help keep you warm though in the winter.
I mean, yeah. That's the movie.
With the bleeding into your stomach.
Yeah.
So, message
that is the movie
from the King.
Hot take: this movie fucking slapped.
It's weird. It's weird how poorly reviewed it is online.
I don't think it's weird. I think we've talked about
the same problem as Only God Forgives. There's nobody to really root for.
Yeah, if you make a movie with a bunch of unlikable characters, then that's the point. People are just gonna not like it. Like, that's just how it works. Like, I think the only one that eludes that is Quentin Tarantino, and that's because he's Quentin Tarantino and he's a critical darling. But like,
those movies also have jokes in them, so people feel like it's okay.
Yeah, that's true. That's a good point. But like the Hateful Eight, all those characters are reprehensible. Like no one's a good guy in that movie. But like,
it's a movie.
That Only God Forgives is like a movie about. It's kind of the same thing. It's a movie about villains. Like, all of them are awful people.
The thing I love about this movie is they say it's a slow burn. I didn't feel that way, but it's a movie about revenge, and that is it. Like, it is not any more complicated than that.
Yeah, it's revenge, and it never gets derailed from that sole motive. It's a simple, I was talking to TJ when we were watching. I was like, it feels like a Sin City story.
Mm-hmm.
Like,
I agree. It definitely
so grimy and just seedy and just everything's terrible, and you're just rooting for the guy who's the least terrible of all of it.
Well, I think
he's like Batman. He's like the world's greatest detective that does no detecting. He just goes around strangling everybody until they point.
Yeah.
I think Frank Miller, like in his Sin City stuff, he redid like film noir, but he kind of stripped it down to like the most kind of visceral elements of it. And I think that's what this movie does. Like, I mean, I love neo-noir. I love film noir movies in general. And this is like scratching all the itches. Like, this movie has got no fat. This movie it's just, you're in the weeds right away. It's fucking brutal. Like, it's so good. Like,
I also appreciate the weird fucking nightmare scene in the middle of it. That's like from Enter the Void.
Oh yeah. What is?
Oh, I did love that. Like, his sister looks normal at first, but every time they flash back to her eyes are like bigger and bigger.
Yeah.
Even in real life, she has no eyes anymore.
And there was titty in it.
I love the fact that, like, I love that he is so under control all the time. When he recognizes that it's his sister in the morgue, and he's like, ready to break down, and the guy's like, "Tell me that's not her, man. Tell me that's not her." And he's like, "No, it's not her." Even though he's like,
he obviously
about to explode, he's not willing to give up his cover, so nobody can say, "Well, yeah, her brother was here, ready to kill everybody."
Yeah, and you find out she's dead. She's dead almost immediately.
Pretty early.
Within like 15, 20 minutes of starting the movie.
I couldn't help but think in watching this movie how good 8mm could have been.
This did feel very 8mm.
Yeah.
What were you expecting? Some kind of a monster?
Oh, God.
Películas de Snuff? I also love that the senator never gets, or whoever, the governor, mayor, never gets followed up with. Like, once the actual revenge, as far as he knows, is completed, he leaves.
Yeah. What is that guy? That guy that played the mayor or whatever, he looked very familiar.
He's in a lot of stuff. He's not Chris Cooper, but he's the other guy.
That's actually his name, not Chris Cooper.
Yeah.
Anything else you want to talk about? This is one of those movies that's so good. It's like there's not a whole lot to
but it's simple. Like there's not a lot to. He was in Twin Peaks, dude.
Who did he play in Twin Peaks?
Hank Jennings. Maybe he wasn't in a lot.
He's Hank. Oh, shit. Yeah, that's right. Fucking Christ. How did I not know that? Wow. Take away my David Lynch card.
I guess you want to get into it.
Yeah, let's get into Five Knuckle Shuffles.
Yes,
it's a quick one. Sean,
I'm gonna give it a 9, and the only reason I didn't give it a 10 is because I wasn't crazy about all the cinematography. I think, like, this guy, I don't know if his French movies are art movies, but this has like a lot of art house kind of cuts in it, and it makes the violence kind of hard to follow.
Yeah, if they pulled back, right, and like let it happen a little bit more.
Yeah, I don't know if that was like a Netflix was like, hey man, this is gross, or it was just trying to be a little bit more clever than it needed it to be. But like for the tone of the movie, it should have just been like full on green room type violence. I thought
Nicholas Winding Refn should have directed this movie.
Yeah, but beyond that, beyond like some of the camera problems, I think this is like a pretty flawless movie overall. It's very simple. I like simple shit.
I agree.
TJ.
It's also a 9 for me, dog. I love this movie. This movie is like a fucking banger. This movie is the kind of shit that I love the most, right? Like, this is you mentioned Green Room. Like, this is that kind of style, like a Blue Ruin or Green Room. Like, modern noir stuff is like my bread and butter. I love these kind of movies. And it's very simple. We've also talked a million times about, you tell a simple story, but tell it very well. And that's what this movie does. None of the characters are like particularly deep, but like they get their point across. And I think that the lead, even though he's kind of like a stoic kind of character, like there's so much emotion in the scenes, like just carried by a lot of his like body language and like facial expressions. Like I thought his performance in this movie was so good. Like I mean, obviously, like everything is amplified because he passed away, but like what a talent. Like I just couldn't get over like how charismatic he is in this movie and how much like you just like he's pretty much in every scene in this movie and you don't like it's not like, oh, this is too much. It's like one of my favorite movies is There Will Be Blood. And then Daniel Day-Lewis is in every scene of that movie. And you're like, it's fine. I don't care. Give me more. And I felt the same way. I love this movie. I agree with you. Some of the camera work's a little wonky. It keeps it from being a 10. But, I mean, if we gave out, like, percentages, this is like or what is I Hate Movies is like it's closer to a 10 than it is a 9. Or
yeah.
Does that bullshit.
But I'm going to give it a 5.
Yeah. This is like a 9.8. Like, this is a very, very good movie.
Yeah, it just, like, this is like a bad, because it's not really the movie's fault. It just looks kind of cheap, and that takes away from it a little bit.
Yeah, there's moments that it does look kind of corny, but overall, this is a fantastic film, and one I'm shocked that I so long to watch, because it's been out for 15 years, apparently.
5.
Close enough. Time's irrelevant in these COVID times. Alan.
It's also a 9. Like, I thought this movie was tremendous. I thought it was tremendous when I watched it originally. It's the only thing keeping it from being a 10 is just, I feel like it doesn't have a soggy middle, but there's a few slightly soggy parts where it could have trimmed up just a hair.
I could see that.
But not too much. Like, if this was probably like 10 minutes shorter, a little tighter, like, it'd be like perfect. But I fucking loved it. And I love Chadwick Boseman.
I'm sorry, I didn't mean to cut you off. I forgot. There's a really great bit of monologue that Hooker gives. She's like this, where she was talking about L.A. and she's like, the city, it smells like decaying cardboard. It's like decaying cardboard. Like, you can smell it. Like, and every day I get up thinking that I'll give it another chance, and it just never changes.
Yeah, I like that a lot.
Yeah. Like, if they could have trimmed out, I feel like a little bit of the stuff with the dentist.
Yeah.
Because, like, I did not find Luke Evans to be, like he's fine.
Yeah, he's very arch, and I know these are, like, very over-the-top performances, but he's, like, mustache twirling a little bit much.
Yeah. Oh, that's me.
I did love that. Well, I got you some pizza. I got beer. I can get beer. Later, bitch. I got.
Yeah. I got murder to do.
I got to go kill a bunch of Armenians and pedophiles.
Yeah.
But yeah, this movie's. No.
I'm sorry, Alec. Alfred Molina's really good in this.
Yeah.
Like, really good.
Yeah, it's like he was on the set of Jack and the Giant Beanstalk or something.
Sorry, Alec, go ahead.
No, I mean, like, I feel like this month's going to be a lot of this, but it's really sad that we lost Chadwick Boseman so soon, because he was just such a talent. And it's kind of depressing that we don't get to see him anymore.
Yeah, I totally agree with that. I think we all.
So this month might be a slight bummer, but yeah, this movie's fucking awesome. Gogs.
Mango.
Yeah, it's gonna be a 2 for me.
You're off the show.
Yeah, there's could have been funnier. Could have been lighthearted. It's got 2-point bump for 2 tits. No, it's a 9.
It could have been funnier. Like,
yeah, it's super. Like, I'm not the biggest fan of Only God Forgives, which is also a very dark, grimy movie, but I think maybe it's because Chadwick Boseman's character is a little more redeemable, even though he's just like a vigilante murder bot.
Hang on, Doc, can I pause you real quick?
Sure.
I'm gonna bump my score back up to a 10 just for that incredibly weird scene where the guy that I guess Bryan Singer had groomed previously, their Hercules housekeeper, lays down on him and just sings to him. It's so fucked up. It's like a scene from Dogtooth.
Yeah, that is fucking weird.
Yeah, this movie's a 10 for me. Like, this, I'll get over the fucking. That's so fucking weird, that scene, but it works really well. Anyway, go ahead.
Well, now it's an 8, so we can keep the average of the scores all better. But no, I mean, like TJ said, like there's so many. We were watching it. Because me and TJ were able to watch it together. Like there's scene.
Yeah, that was great. It was like the old days. We were watching it. Gog's got a new projector that looks fucking sweet.
Yeah, it's clean.
We were watching it in the old movie, the podcast, DEFCON 4. It was very fun.
But like, there's so much that Chadwick Boseman just like expresses with his eyes. Like, there's just scenes where he's not saying shit, and like you know what's going on. Alfred Molina's real great, and then I liked Luke Evans, and I mean Luke Evans is a scumbag, but I like the fact that he's just a piece of shit that's literally just fucking over everybody. The scene where he goes to that politician that you don't know and tells him it's I need 2 hitmen. They're like, well, it's gonna be $50,000, and he goes to the next scene and tells Alfred Molina it's gonna be $100. Like, exactly that this guy's just in it for him. to Sean's criticism, and me and TJ brought this up when we were watching, like that first scene against like the Armenians or whatever, you know, if you pulled it back and made it more like an old boy, like hammer fight in the hallway, I would like it more. This was like, it kind of cut in a lot and it kind of cut real tight. You didn't really get to see it, but I mean, you're also probably maybe not dealing with people that are that versed in, you know, fight choreography. I don't know, but like, it's great. Like Chadwick Boseman's great in it. It's super dark. It's super gritty. But the storyline is clean, and they pick up all. There's no loose ends that you care about by the end of the movie. Like you're along for the ride on this sole purpose, and even to the point that was made that like nobody cares about like the dirty cops or the politicians because they didn't fall. They did not fall under Chadwick Boseman's gaze. Like if they had, then it would have been, you know, more the same. This is up there with, you know. Oh, now I can't think of the fucking movie. God damn it. The one where, what's his name? Not River Phoenix. I'm fucking everybody's name up. The dude that kills everybody with a hammer. You
were never really here.
Joaquin Phoenix.
Yeah. Oh, you were
never really there. Never really here. I always get that one wrong.
That movie rocks.
But same idea, just fucking gritty and fucking brutal. Yeah, it's a 9. It's awesome, and it's. We're gonna be saying it all month, like Alex said. It's a fucking shame because Chadwick Boseman is not. This isn't. I don't think this is just us with rose-colored glasses because he's gone.
No,
like he is really.
No. It's very.
We talk shit about dead people all the time.
Yeah, it's true, but he's a real presence in this movie. He's outstanding.
Yeah, and he's very much like this movie is like on his shoulders. Like I would say, like
if he was bad in this movie would suck shit.
Yeah,
like Alfred Molina's great in the parts he's in. Everyone, the rest of the supporting cast is good, but if he was bad in this movie would be terrible.
Well, I think Sean pointed it out with what's his guy's name, Luke Gallows. What's his real name, Luke Evans.
Luke Gallows.
Yeah, Luke Gallows.
Luke Gallows. He's all the villains in this movie are very arch. So if you had another arch protagonist, it would be like too much. But Boseman plays it exactly right. Like he gives it enough gravitas, for lack of a better word, to make the rest of the movie work. Like it's I'll use another a neo-noir movie. It's like Lee Marvin in fucking Point Blank. Like that he's kind of playing that similar character where like everyone else is kind of ridiculous around him, but he's like a rock. Like that's another great movie, by the way. You should all watch Point Blank. It's fucking awesome. But anyway, great movie though. I'm very happy to watch it. I will definitely be revisiting this one. I thought it was fantastic. Like I loved it. So who gets next week's pick?
I mean,
it's either
Sean. You pick. Who you pick? Who's next?
Gogs.
I pick. I'm the Thurgood Marshall movie.
What's that even?
I think it's called. Is it just called Marshall?
Yeah, it's just called Marshall.
It's called We Are Marshall.
Yeah, let's not watch. Don't watch We Are Marshall, which I like, but like, let's not. No, it's. I think it's just called Marshall.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, it's just called Marshall.
That's about Marshall Falk.
God, how many biopics did he do?
At least 3.
He did 3, like almost in a row, I think.
Well, does Black Panther count?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, it's kind of a fun. All right, everybody. That was a quick one. We got through this pretty fast.
A lot of bitch. I got to poo.
All right.
It's like John Travolta in the Fanatic.
Good. It's got Josh Gad in it.
Oh, hell yeah.
All right, later.
See you, buddy.
Ginsburg.
Yeah. And Sterling K. Brown plays Clarence Thomas.
Sterling K. Brown rocks.
Dan Stevens is in it. Sterling K. Brown, like, it's got a good
Dan
cast.
Stevens, nice.
I'll put
James Cromwell.
Oh, isn't he dead?
He is now.
Did he die?
I thought he did.
Good actor.
Nope, he's still alive.
You're recording. Turn it off, guys.
All right.
So I can curse.
Wait.